Good morning, everybody. John Lynn here, coming to you from Hugo Coffee Roasters. Today we're going to do a little coffee cocktail, and we're going to do maybe the oldest, most simplest, most renowned coffee cocktail around, and that is just the basic Irish coffee. That good, warm morning pick-me-up. You need something, you're not feeling that mimosa or Bloody Mary, this is the way to go. You also get a little bit of that energy kick, I would say. Plus, in the morning, a little hair of the dog's always great. Plus, coffee's good to help the liver process the alcohol. So, good for a lot of different situations. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our glass. With these proportions, I feel like people tend to kind of drown out the whiskey that they're using and things like that by having too big of a glass and doing too much coffee. So, I usually like to stick with something like a 10-ounce glass. That's what I really like. So we've got our little glass right here. First thing we're going to do, throw in our whiskey. Obviously, we want to do an Irish whiskey. There are tons and tons and tons of options. I personally really like Jameson. It's really sweet. It goes well with the coffee. Smooth, has that vanilla kind of feel to it. So something I really like to do. Although, like I said, there's a ton of different delicious Irish whiskeys that you could use. So I'm going to throw 1.5 ounces of Irish whiskey into my cup. Next thing that I have here is some Demerara sugar that I just melted with a little bit of hot water. So this is about 1/2 ounce of my Demerara and hot water mixture that I have made. It's not a simple, I didn't cook it down. It was just something I quickly mixed up with some hot water from the kettle from when I was making my coffee. Yeah, so here we go. We're gonna pour that right in. Gonna go ahead and give this a little bit of stir, make sure that's mixed up really good. Then we're gonna take our coffee. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. I would say whatever kind of way you like to drink your coffee, that's what you should do. So whether that's a Chemex like this, French press, your home drip machine, it's all gonna be good. Mocha pots, like I said, just depends on how strong, how thick you want that coffee to be. Today we went with the Chemex. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill this glass about 3/4 of the way full and top this off with my coffee. There we go. And I'm just going to give that one more little stir. Make sure our Irish whiskey and our sugar is all mixed in really well with our coffee. Now, something that's really common that you see is if you go to a restaurant or something and you order your Irish coffee, you get a cup of coffee, you get a little bit of bourbon, and then you get some Irish cream there. That is not the traditional way that you would make this beverage. It is a delicious way you can make this beverage, but personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Irish cream. I'd like to go a little bit more of that Irish whiskey in there, really let that ring through, really get that coffee taste. I guess it's kind of the same argument you could use for putting creamer into your coffee. It's going to cream it up. Some people really like it, but I like to let that coffee and other ingredients in this cocktail shine a little bit. So I'm going to leave it at that. And all we're going to do is top this off with some heavy whipping cream. Now, I do have to say, I think go over my whipping cream a little bit. And then I poured it into this frozen steam pitcher right here. And that definitely thickened it up even more. So I would say in a perfect world, I might go a little bit less whipped than this, but it's still going to be great. It's still going to be delicious. In fact, I would say it's kind of personal preference. Some people only like it whipped a little, and you can kind of take your spoon, kind of pour that, slightly mixed heavy cream over the top and let that kind of sit and drop down into your coffee. Or, you could beat it really good and get something that's nice and thick and aerated and, have like a delicious little topping. So I'm going to go ahead and do our little pour right here. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. And actually, after it kind of cooled off a little bit and we gave it this good stir, it came out with a really nice, delicious texture. So here's our Irish coffee, probably the easiest coffee cocktail to make, one of the most delicious, great for morning, afternoon, sitting around the fire in the evening, always a good decision. Thanks for checking in. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you get a chance to make one of these. Have a good one. Bye.